Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live. 0085, hashtag constipation. So, don't know if you noticed, the market's constipated right now. Anyways, welcome back, everybody. Let me go through the notes section here real quick. And let's see what's going on here. So, in the notes section, I have all the links from before for the Bitcoin Silver, Bitcoin Platinum, and Bitcoin Uranium, with a little bit of different. It's a little bit different. Bitcoin Silver, make Bitcoin decentralized again. A link to the Bitcoin Talk org on the forum, and I've been kind of watching it just to see what the sentiment is overall, if there's any activity. There was a post on there. It's time to stop. It's a little meme. I'll show it here in a little bit here. But just want to share that. So it's right underneath the Bitcoin Silver link, just to give an idea of what I think the sentiment is with all these possible Bitcoin forks, including SegWit, the SegWit 2x hard fork that's coming up. So, and then of course I got the Bitcoin Platinum link in the Bitcoin Talk forum, as well as the Bitcoin Uranium. So keep an eye on it, just see how it goes. You never know. So looks like dual overhead camness. How you doing? Good to have you back. And then what do I got in here? Okay, I do have a little bit of news I'm going to share, and that is Putin, Vladimir Putin. So Putin approves framework for ICO, cryptocurrency regulation. That source, that came from Crypto Coins News. The source came from a Russian source. It's in Russian. I guess I can translate it, but I'm not. I'll go into it a little bit later. If you want to check out the source, you can. I don't plan on going to Russia anytime soon. I don't plan on really selling to Russia anytime soon. But I'll go over the article. And then for your pleasure, I have something here for Russia. It's the Russian national anthem, Russian and English lyrics. I hope all the Russians will enjoy that, or anybody who's from Russia, or anybody who's pro-Russian. So, and also in the notes section, I have another song, another music piece. If you notice the way the Russian national anthem starts and the way Jump Around by the House of Pain starts, they start off with the same kind of tone with the trumpets, you know, bam. I thought that was, it just rang a bell in my head. I don't know, they kind of start off the same way. Obviously, they're different songs, but for your enjoyment, go check them out. And then I have the link for Yes2X53, what you're looking at. Also a link to the Pot of Gold, which I'll go over, and the address for the Pot of Gold that you can look at as well, and even send some donations. Really appreciate that. Also in the links, also in the notes are links to Hiroja Shibe's Space Odyssey Network. Go to her channel, subscribe to her, and check out her videos, as well as I have a link to Skive. Go to his channel and subscribe to him and check out his videos. All right, so excellent. So I see dual overhead camness. Tomcat, how you doing, Tomcat? Welcome back. So many yes 2X's. Yes, I have a lot of yes 2X's here. I have a hashtag yes 2X for anybody in a situation that you're in. So it looks like the markets are constipated. People are constipated. A lot of people don't know what's going on. I'll go over some other things as well. I'll go over the fees because I'll go over the mempool, and I'll go over a quick chart analysis at the end. So I'll try to keep it a little bit shorter, not go too long. But let's go over the meme here. Hashtag yes2x. Yes. This is what it's like for everybody on both sides. People who are for the increase in block size, quote unquote increase for block size, and people who are not for the increase in block size. Many players here have picked a side or is chosen a side, or there's going to be some winners and losers in all of this. And depending on what happens, how much hashing power, how much of the economic majority or minority goes to which chain. So where is the money going to go? Those are some key elements here. I think where the money is going to go is going to be a big factor. Now the hashing power may go to the 2x side, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything in particular. It could still be a 50-50 or a 60-40. In that case, both chains can survive. Depends on what happens. Now, the key part, in my opinion, is will the money follow? What chain? What chain will the money follow? So that's going to be key. Will the money split equally, or will it split proportional to the hashing power, to the mining power, or will the majority of the economic power, the ecosystem, stay on one chain or the other? Now, that's going to be really the driving force, because miners follow the money unless the miners are willing to fund a chain very similar to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash, Bcash, is funded by the miners, right? In my opinion, I think they're funded by the miners. So as long as they're willing to keep that chain alive, pay for it, then it'll keep going. But it comes at a cost, of course. So let's go on to the rest here. All right, so I have here the pot of gold, the Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate if you want to participate. Or if you don't want to participate but try to take all the Bitcoins, there's a QR code on the right. That is the encrypted private key. Go ahead and try to crack the code. I did give out 2 clues to the 24-word recovery seed. I think that was last episode. So I gave away 2 clues for 2 words. So pretty much there's 22 more words to go. If you want me to give a clue, please donate. I think I give out clues every increments of $10. There's about $27 right now in Bitcoin, in US dollar value. I don't know how many Bitcoins. So that's how the program works. Surgeon C, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome back. So there's a Bitcoin pot of gold. And then let's go on to the next. Okay, so the link underneath the Bitcoin silver, I checked out the post for Bitcoin silver. This is one of the most recent posts, or linked to a recent post. This is what people are posting over there. If you haven't checked it out, I thought this was hilarious. Of course, let me read out to you. It's obviously a meme here. Fork in the background. It's time to stop. And I think the sentiment is, with all these hard forks going on, I'm I'm not sure the market is enjoying all this because the price hasn't gone up to an all-time high after Bitcoin Gold. A lot of transactions are filling the mempool. I don't know what's that about. Bitcoin Cash has gone up in value. So it looks like a lot of people are moving to Bitcoin Cash to avoid the hard fork nonsense. Well, it seems that way. So just want to share that with you real quick. So let's go on to the next thing here. And oh, sorry for the bright screen. Here we go. All right, so let's go over this real quick. I think it's going to make a difference here. Putin approves framework for ICO cryptocurrency regulation. So it looks like regulation in general overall will be coming to Russia. Now you're seeing a trend. China has taken very aggressive actions. You're seeing some action in the US and Canada, even in Southeast Asia and Singapore. You're seeing it in Europe to some degree, in the UK. You'll probably even start seeing it to some degree in South America soon enough. So you're starting to see a global regulatory action being taken by regulators for ICOs in particular, but in general cryptocurrencies. So let me just go over this real quick if you haven't had a chance to see this. All right, so what I wanted to notice is that there are links to the source because they're in Russian, and I guess I could Google translate it, but you know, I'm just gonna have to trust the source. I'm not gonna read into other countries' regulations and everything. I'm just not proficient in that. So I'll just trust the source that it came from an official Kremlin document published this week. So I'll just have to trust it. But there's orders to Parliament to start regulating ICOs. All right. And so what I've noticed in particular is this right here. They want all this to be done right here. Must be completed by July 1st, 2018. So everything needs to be done according to Putin by July 1st, basically of next year. So you're going to see regulations coming soon. So there's only about, what, about 6, 7, maybe 8 months maybe left of doing any crazy ICO. And then Secret C says, I think Singapore is friendly, which I think you're right, and Indonesia is not. Yeah, that's what I've been reading too. So that's the regulation over there. So, but here on this article it says July 1st, 18. So about a year. So you're going to see a lot of people start doing crazy things. ICOs, last minute ICOs in Russia or from Russia or by Russians. Basically, you're going to start seeing either exit ICOs or charity ICOs at this point. Apparently, I'm also understanding that there's all of a sudden there's lending ICOs. So you're going to get BitConnect and BitPetite and Regal Coin, which actually did an ICO. These are you're gonna see a lot of those kind of ICOs, and basically those are exit ICOs, people, exit scams. They're gonna do their fundraising and then they're gonna leave. So I wouldn't even bother putting any money into it. If you do, sell it immediately because it's an exit ICO. How you doing, Carlos? Good to see you. Welcome back. But most importantly, what I noticed about this article is that they're laying the groundwork for the crypto ruble. and they're trying to do this with their EAEU member states. So I think that might be possible because I did see a report about Kazakhstan own national cryptocurrency. Um, so this could be something where each country generates a cryptocurrency that could be interchangeable or interusable between each member states of each country, or easily converted to their cryptocurrency of their state or of their country. So this could be a trend that you could see coming forward. And so what I found interesting about this whole thing is that, believe it or not, there's going to be a 13 tax on individuals or organizations who attempt to trade their cryptocurrencies for fiat currencies. So this is kind of interesting. This is basically like if you went to the bank and they charge you a 13% tax for withdrawing cash. That's kind of what it's akin to, in my opinion. Banks already do that here in the United States. If you go to the bank, depending whether you have a person, most personal accounts don't charge you a fee for withdrawing cash. But once you get into a business account, there are fees. I think it's up to 1%. Some of them are 3% plus a monthly fee if you withdraw cash. But 13% tax, that's crazy. So they really want you. You could almost say it's a Ponzi or a pyramid. Once you buy into the crypto ruble or their crypto state sponsored cryptocurrency, they don't want you to get out. They want you to stay in. So I found that very interesting. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, sorry for the widescreen. I think it's my computer. It's just very old, not fast enough. So if you don't know what this is 21. Let me see here. Let me go into the address. Bitcoinfees.21.co. So if you go to that website, it gives you an idea of the transaction fees that you should send or add to your transaction. It's different settings here. I got it in Satoshis, which most wallets will be set in Satoshis, but you could change it to whatever Bitcoin or whatever you want. Right now, there's a lot of transactions in the mempool. There's like 60,000 transactions in the mempool. So if you do anything under 180 Satoshis, basically from here, 180 Satoshis to 1 to 20 Satoshis or 1 to 10 Satoshis, your transaction will probably take a long time. Especially when you get to 1 to 20 Satoshis, your transaction will probably take days until the mempool can be cleared. So the best for the bang for your buck right now is right here at 200 Satoshis. So it looks like there's the top bar is how many transactions there are in 336 hours. And the bottom bar here, the blue one that you're seeing, is how many has been added to the block and added into the blockchain in the past 24 hours. So this looks like at 200 Satoshis per byte, it's probably your best deal in getting your transactions into the next blockchain. And then, of course, the second best would be 220, around there, from 200 to 220. And then, of course, anything above that will get you into the next blockchain. And I'm just looking at it in terms of the blue bar, how many was how many transactions in the last 24 hours. If the yellow, the what is this, red or brown bar is the transactions in the mempool in the last 336 hours, and you can see last 336 hours when there was an increase in the decrease, and now we're having an increase in the mempool. A lot of transactions were probably got stuck there. Um, has has a lot to do with the B gold, um, the B gold rush to the exchanges, in my opinion. So, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the mempool so you can see how bad it is. And it is really, really bad, which is surprising that the mempool is so high. It's. Let me just let it load up. Okay, it's fallen a little bit, but you can see that the mempool right here, it is super, super high. The peak was over 60,000 transactions in the mempool. Currently, right now, it's at 45,862 transactions. So if you have a low fee, it probably will not be added to the blockchain. I don't know what the reason is, and considering that when I see the mempool go up, I would also see the price go up. But ironically, the price has not gone up. It's actually gone down, and it's actually below 5,800 where the breaking point from that trend line was. So I'm a little concerned, and I think a lot of people are concerned because they're expecting the price to go to all-time highs. Now, does it have anything to do with Bcash? Maybe, because Bcash has gone up by 10%. It's actually in the $400 range. Kind of strange. It is it's kind of fishy that Bcash would be going up, but it could be just people who are trading into Bcash to get out of the exchanges, because some of the exchanges will now allow you to withdraw your Bitcoin or even your Bitcoin Gold. And so to get out of it, you have to go into another altcoin. Also, there may be the fact that a lot of miners are moving their hashing power to Bcash as well, because the difficulty is adjusted, and it could be more profitable. Now that the price has gone up, it probably is more profitable to mine on Bcash, and it could be pulling some users that way as well, because the way the exchanges have halted their withdrawals on Bitcoin and Bitcoin Gold. So people want to move their money out. So watch out for your transactions. What's surprising to me is that the price has not gone up. It's actually been stagnant, and it's stayed down. So again, I'm not sure what's going on, but something is going on. And the way the charts are moving, the way the mempool is acting, something is very, very fishy. And that's the sentiment I'm hearing and feeling from everybody else. So let me close this out real quick, and I'll just go into a chart analysis here. A quick chart analysis. Now, maybe the mempool's getting spammed again. Who knows? I've noticed it's not getting spammed as bad, though. It used to be like up to 100,000 transactions in the mempool. Now it's only getting up to about 60,000 as far as I can see. I've seen it. All right, so I'm going to just look at the weekly. And that red candlestick is slightly getting bigger. and the RSI right here, you can see it's starting to go down. The week is pretty much almost done, so that's probably going to be the weekly candle right here. And I'm thinking it's probably another week of a red candlestick until at least it touches what, 5100, somewhere around there. This average line right here. Worst case scenario, you could see it coming down to here to 3500. It has moved up quite a bit. I mean, if you look up the run up from this low of 3,000 to 6,000, that's a 3,000 price move. I'm not surprised if there's going to be some pullback, and I think there will, because the RSI is telling you that if you look at it, you can see that it's starting to crest, and it looks like it's cresting. So the RSI could be trending downwards, but the price can still go up while the RSI is trending downwards. And again, I'll just draw this line one more time for anybody who hasn't seen this yet. I mean, we're not at the top of this line yet, but I think we're pretty close. We're pretty close to this line. So by the end of the year, it's possible that it could be, we could get a pullback and then hit the top of this channel before we get into a very bearish market, because the ICOs are being cracked down on, cryptocurrencies are being cracked down, even local traders on local Bitcoin they're cracking down on local Bitcoiners. And so, Free Skillshare Media, how you doing? Nice to have you back. So there's that issue. Let me get into a 1 hour real quick, just to take a quick look. And it's writing, it seems like it's writing this. Let me see if I can move it here. So it's writing this trend line. As you can see, it's taking a bounce here, a little bounce here as well. And so just watch this. It looks like it's going to trend. I guess if you want, you can put another line in here. And it's already kind of hitting resistance here, right here. And if it breaks up higher, you could kind of see another bump. But really, it just has to hit. Let me see. I'm going to try to draw. So it really needs to go above the 6,180. I'm on Bitstamp. This is on an hour chart. It just really just needs to go above that. It needs to make a new high, a higher high. It constantly has to make a higher high. The day that it can't make a higher high and it struggles to do that, and then that's probably the early indications that it's this bull market, the unicorn market we're in, it's probably over. Probably. Hate to burst everyone's bubble, but that's when you know the bubble bursted. And the confirmation of the burst is, let me see here. I'll try to move all these lines. Confirmation, if you go on to, well, let's see if we can go on daily, at least the daily. Okay, so the confirmation of a bubble burst will be when, right here at 3,000, this is the highest low on a 1 day, if you want to look at it that way. It works the same for the weekly. If it goes below that or hits that price or comes close, there's a good chance that that's when you've got a confirmation of, you know, the bubble bursting. And yes, the bear will be back, but if you played your cards right, it could be a good sign because you can buy the dip, as dual overhead Camness would say, buy the dip. Anyways, so that concludes this chart. Let me go back to the meme here. Sorry for the brightness. It's probably blinding all of you by now. So yeah, this is the sentiment right now. Everyone's everyone's constipated, and the market's constipated. Again, both sides. You have to remember, the miners have taken a risk at this, SegWit 2x, because if it doesn't work out for them, they have to pay out of their pockets to keep it going. All right. Um, there's probably a good chance the miners will move to, well, it might go back and forth. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It really is. I think a lot of people are going to get out of their Bitcoin positions and go into different other coins, possibly even Bcash. And that's why you're probably seeing Bcash go up in price right now. They're already moving into that position. It may take a while to figure out where the money is, because the hashing power is going to move between three chains: Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, and SegWit 2x. So it's going to be literally moving between three chains. And so the miners are at risk of losing money. The business facilitators, the people who have chosen to pick a side. And here's the worst part. People like Roger Ver and Jian Wu, they literally have a backup plan, and that backup plan is Bitcoin Cash. And if SegWit 2x doesn't work, their backup is Bitcoin Cash. And so there's business facilitators out there. How you doing, boss lady? Good to see you. Welcome back. There's business facilitators out there who have picked sides too, and they're at jeopardy as well. I mean, some of the companies are already feeling the effects or the backlash of some of their decisions that they've made. We'll see how things work out. If things work against them, I could see them pivoting really quick. They're businessmen. They want to make money, but they just won't be the sweethearts of this community anymore. And then, of course, you have the developers. The developers are sweating. I mean, some of these developers could be out of the job, whether they're for SegWit 2x or against SegWit 2x. You're going to have a little competition here. How long that competition will last really will depend on where the hashing power is going to go, and if the hashing power are going to follow the money, or are they going to try to fund a blockchain out of their own pockets. And I think that's kind of silly. And then, of course, there's the traders, and the traders and the speculators. There's really no risk for the traders or speculators. They're just gambling their money, and unfortunately, this gamble is screwing with their strategy and their plan, and that's why they're sweating it. They're sweating really bad. They don't know where the market's going. It's uncertain, and uncertainty causes doubt, which causes people to panic and sell or not buy or be on the sidelines. So as far as the speculators go, I really don't really care much about them. For the end user, there's absolutely no risk for the people who are holding coins, because if you're holding coins, you'll get both sides of the chain if you know how to keep them, if you know how to protect your coins. And that's what I'm worried about mostly, is how do I protect my coins where I don't end up having a replay being spent on either chain. So anyways, this is going to conclude this episode. Thank you for everybody in the chat. and I see some of you are into other other coins. And you know what? If you feel comfortable at this point in time, and you want to move into an altcoin or Bcash or some coin that's not going to be involved in this hard fork, and not only SegWit 2x, but you know we still have Bitcoin Gold coming up November 1st, and then potential Bitcoin Silver and Bitcoin Platinum and Bitcoin Uranium. I doubt some of them will actually come to, but Bitcoin Silver seems to be trying to make some headwinds into doing a hard fork. Anyways, thank you everybody. This concludes this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream, or even do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned. Bye now.